There's a certain kind of peace that hits different when you just stop caring about the things that used to own your mind. Like seriously, one day you wake up and realize you're tired. Not tired like you need sleep. Tired of fighting. Tired of pretending. Tired of gripping so tight to stuff that's clearly not for you anymore. And you start to ask yourself, why am I still holding on? We act like letting go is weakness, like if we stop trying, we lose. But that's the trap. That's the lie that keeps you stuck. Half the time what you think is trying is just you resisting reality. And resisting reality, that's a battle you'll never win. Hey, it's not giving up. It's giving yourself a damn break. Because here's the truth. Control is addictive. It gives you this fake sense of safety. Like if you micromanage everything, nothing will hurt you. But it's the control that's hurting you. It's exhausting, it's heavy, and it's not even real. The second you let go, like really let go, not out of fear, but out of trust, that's the moment you get your life back. You start breathing different. You start walking different. Nothing owns you anymore. Not their opinion, not your mistakes, not your past. You become untouchable because once you let go, nothing can control you anymore. But here's where it gets tricky. Letting go, it sounds simple. People throw it around like some light switch. Just let go, bro. But when you're actually in it, when you've been carrying something for years, letting go can feel like stepping into a void, like you're walking away from something that's been a part of your identity. And that's scary as hell. Think about it. You hold on to the version of you that was always the nice one, the strong one, the fixer, the ride or die. You start believing that if you stop playing that role, people will stop caring. But real talk, if someone only loved you for the version of you that hurt you the most, then it's not love, it's control. And bro, you don't need to be loyal to your pain. That's not strength. That's self-abandonment. We gotta stop making pain a home. Just because you've lived in chaos your whole life doesn't mean peace should feel boring. That stillness you're avoiding, that calm, that's not emptiness, that's freedom. You're just not used to it yet. And don't get it twisted. Letting go isn't about being careless. It's about caring so much for your own peace that you're done letting things mess with it. You stop entertaining drama. You stop replying just to be nice. You stop saying yes when your body is screaming, hell no. That's not being cold. That's finally being clear. Because if something costs you your peace every single time, then it's not worth keeping. Not even as a memory. And when you really let go, like for real, not halfway, not I'll let go if they change, not I'll let go when it's safe, but fully, that's when things shift. You stop being reactive. You stop letting small things hijack your whole day. You stop needing people to validate your worth. You start trusting silence. You start enjoying your own company. You start walking into rooms and not shrinking yourself for anyone. And that kind of energy, it speaks louder than anything you could ever say. Letting go doesn't just free you, it rebuilds you. And once you feel that power, even just for a second, you'll wonder why the hell you waited so long to take your peace back. And here's the part no one tells you. When you finally let go, people around you start acting weird because you're not playing your old role anymore. You're not showing up the way they want. You're not responding to the same stuff. You're not easy to guilt trip. You're not jumping through hoops to prove yourself like you used to. And suddenly, that makes people uncomfortable, not because you did something wrong, but because your freedom exposes their need for control. People get used to the version of you that bends, the version that shrinks, the version that keeps the peace even when it costs your own. And when that version disappears, when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop playing the emotional babysitter, some folks won't clap for that. They'll get mad or confused or distant. Let them, because you're not responsible for how other people react to your healing. You're not responsible for fixing their discomfort. You're finally choosing yourself. And that's going to rattle the people who benefited from your silence. It's wild how fast things fall into place once you stop fighting to hold the wrong things together. You stop texting first. You stop overthinking that one weird conversation. You stop digging for signs or hidden meanings. Why? Because peace doesn't need clues. It doesn't leave you guessing. You know when you're in alignment because nothing feels forced anymore. You don't chase, you don't beg, and you sure as hell don't settle. Letting go teaches you that peace is never found in control. It's found in surrender. Not the I give up kind, but the I'm done pretending kind. You stop pretending you're okay when you're not. You stop pretending someone's good for you when your body is screaming otherwise. And once you hit that level of honesty with yourself, damn, the clarity is unmatched. You start seeing people for who they actually are, not who you wanted them to be. You see habits for what they're doing to you, not what they used to mean. You stop running in circles trying to make chaos look like love. And you know what replaces all that? Stillness, space, peace. At first it feels weird, quiet, maybe even lonely, but stay in it long enough and you realize that's where your power was hiding this whole time. I knew someone who held on so tight it nearly destroyed her. She was in this relationship for years, and from the outside, it looked fine, normal even. Smiles on Instagram, dinner dates, laughs at parties, but behind closed doors, it was war. Not screaming and chaos. No, something worse. Quiet tension, emotional manipulation, that kind of invisible control where you start questioning your own sanity. Gaslighting masked as love. She knew it wasn't right, but she stayed. She kept holding on, thinking if she could just be better, if she could just fix herself, he'd love her the way she needed. She became a version of herself that wasn't even recognizable. Always walking on eggshells, apologizing for stuff she didn't do, overthinking every word she said. Why? Because letting go felt like failure, like giving up on a story she'd invested her whole soul into. And that's the part people don't talk about, the grief that comes with letting go. You're not just walking away from a person or a situation, you're walking away from the fantasy, from what you hoped it would be. But one day, something shifted. She didn't explode, she didn't break down, she just got quiet, like something inside her finally snapped, in the best way. She stopped begging, stopped explaining. She packed a bag, left the key, and walked out the door. No speech, no goodbye, just peace. And you know what she told me later? She said, the scariest part was that silence after, that moment where I was alone. But then, for the first time in years, I could actually breathe. And not just the kind of breathing you do to stay alive. I mean that deep, real kind. The kind that lets your chest open again. That's the power of letting go. That's what happens when you finally stop trying to force something that's been bleeding you dry. You don't fall apart. You come back to life. Because no matter how much time you've spent holding on, the moment you let go, you get all of yourself back. Every piece. And once that happens, that grip the world had on you through fear, guilt, shame, pressure, it's gone for good. You become dangerous in the best way possible because now no one can play you. No one can use your past against you. No one can twist your emotions just to keep you small. You're not reacting anymore. You're just choosing. And that choice, that self-trust, that's when nothing can freaking control you anymore. And here's the thing, no one prepares you for after you let go. You don't just get peace, you get clarity. Suddenly, everything that used to feel complicated becomes so freaking obvious. All those mixed signals, you see right through them. All that stress you used to carry like a second skin, you don't even recognize it anymore. You start looking back at certain situations like, damn, how did I let that go on for so long? But don't beat yourself up for that, because when you're in survival mode, when you're living in fear, when your nervous system is constantly on edge, you're not seeing clearly. You're just reacting. You're trying to keep things from falling apart. You don't even realize you're shrinking yourself to make everything around you fit. Letting go gives you your eyes back, your intuition. You stop doubting that inner voice that's been whispering the truth all along, the one you kept shoving down because it was too inconvenient, too uncomfortable, or too painful to face. But now you don't just hear it, you listen. You stop needing a reason to walk away. You stop needing closure from people who couldn't even give you respect. You stop needing to explain your peace to those who thrive in your chaos. And that changes everything. Because once you've experienced that kind of clarity, the real raw kind, where you look at your life and finally say, no more. You can't go back. You can't unsee the truth. You can't unfeel the freedom. And you start becoming someone different, not louder, not colder, just unshakable. You're not moved by drama anymore. You're not triggered by silence. You're not desperate for a text back. You're not afraid of someone leaving. Because you know that anything that truly belongs in your life doesn't need to be begged for. You start operating from a whole different place, not out of fear, not out of need, but from wholeness. And when you walk into life from wholeness, you attract differently, you speak differently. You carry yourself with this calm that makes people wonder what changed. And the answer is simple: you let go. And now nothing owns you. What's wild is, once you stop being controlled, you start noticing how many things were quietly pulling your strings. Little stuff, subtle stuff, like how you used to check your phone before even getting out of bed, already giving your mind away before you even said good morning to yourself. Or how one person's mood could ruin your whole day just because deep down you still felt responsible for how they feel. Or how you'd say yes with a fake smile while your chest was tightening from another self-betrayal. Bro, it's everywhere. The control wasn't always loud. It was sneaky. It came dressed as obligation, as being a good person, as not wanting to disappoint anyone. And the longer it stayed, the more normal it felt. That's the trap. It becomes your default setting. But letting go breaks that pattern. And when you start breaking patterns, your life gets uncomfortable, then quiet, then clear. That's the uncomfortable middle no one talks about. That weird space between your old identity and your new one, where you've let go of what doesn't serve you, but you haven't fully stepped into what does yet. It's like standing in the hallway after slamming one door shut, but not seeing the next one open yet. That part is lonely. It's uncertain. It's quiet as hell. And in that quiet, a lot of people go running back to what broke them, because at least it was familiar. But if you stay in that quiet long enough, something starts to happen. You realize you're okay. You realize the fear that kept you trapped was just noise. You realize you don't need as much as you thought. You realize that peace isn't found in fixing everything. It's found in accepting what's already true. And slowly, things start rebuilding. Not from force, but from alignment. You start meeting people who don't drain you. You start doing things that actually energize you. You stop rushing. You stop proving. You stop pretending. And this time, what you build is real. It's not built from guilt, not from fear, not from some need to be chosen. It's built from you, who you are now, not who you had to become to survive. That's the quiet miracle of letting go. It gives you back your raw self, not perfect, not polished, but real. And when you start living from that place, everything around you starts to shift without you having to push so damn hard. So here's the truth. If you've made it this far, maybe it's because some part of you already knows what needs to be released. Maybe you've been holding on a little too tight. Maybe you've been fighting battles that don't even belong to you. Maybe you've been carrying stories that were never even yours. But now, it's time to put that weight down. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need a perfect plan. All you need is one moment of honesty with yourself. Real honesty. And from there, everything can change. So here's what I want you to do. Go to the comments and just drop one thing. One thing you're letting go of. It doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter how small it might seem. Just write it. Say it. Name it. Because sometimes, letting go starts with speaking the truth out loud. And if this hit you in any kind of way, if something shifted even a little, then hit that like button and subscribe. Not because I asked, but because something inside you knows you're ready for more of this. More of what makes you feel like you again. The world's loud, but your peace, that's yours to protect now. I'll see you in the next one.